Franklin's NFL Overview, Take 1.
Welcome to Franklin's NFL Overview. I'm your host, Frank Cash. I'm a junior here at St. Michael, and I'm so excited to be starting my podcast with you. So let's take a look at the week's game. So first, with the Vikings against the Rams. The Vikings were, they were 5-0 to start the first season. They lost the Rams 20-3. I'm really surprised by this. They had a really strong season. But they lost to the Lions, and I don't know. I don't know how it's going to be the rest of the season. Sam Darnold's playing really well. Justin Jefferson's playing really well. It's just they're having a rough season. They're having a great season. Just the last two games have not been their best. Matthew Stafford was 25 for 34, 279 yards and 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. With the Rams, they had Cooper Kupp. Puka Nakua's back. He had 7 catches, 106 yards. He was out for the majority. He got hurt the first game of the season, so it was really good to have him back. Next, we had the Cardinals against the Dolphins. The Cardinals won 28-27. The Cardinals are 4-4. The Dolphins are 2-5, not having the best season. That kind of surprised me. Tua did get hurt, and he came back this week. It's just the Dolphins have not had the strongest season that they had last year. But Kyler Murray's had a good season. He had 307 yards. It was 26 for 36 and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, so Tua was back, didn't do much with Tyreek Hill or anything, so I'm interested to see how the Dolphins do the rest of the season. So this is a big game. The Jets lost to the Patriots 25-22. That was huge. Both teams are now 2-6. The Jets, they just got Devonta Adams from the Raiders. Aaron Rodgers and Devonta Adams are back. That's just as they were at Green Bay, but they were not able to produce against the Patriots. It really surprised me. It was a weird game. Aaron Rodgers was 17 for 28, 233 yards and 2 touchdowns. I really didn't expect this out of the Jets. I thought they'd be a lot more producive with touchdowns. Next, we had the Ravens against the Browns. Another big surprise, 24-29. The Ravens lost. They're now 5-3. The Browns are 2-6. Jameis Winston had a really good game. He was 27 for 41, 335 yards, 3 touchdowns. Cedric Tillman, 7 catches, 99 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a game-winning touchdown. With like one minute left, that was a weird game. Next, we had the Eagles against the Bengals. This one surprised me. I thought that the Bengals do a lot better with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, but the Bengals are not having the greatest season. Really, no team in the NFL is having a good season except the Chiefs, who are undefeated. Jalen Hurts had an amazing game. He was 16 for 20 with 236 yards and 1 touchdown in the air, but he rushed for 37 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. That's probably the most amount of touchdowns we had all week. Next, we had the Titans against the Lions. The Lions are having a heck of a year. Now they won 52-14 against the Titans. Jared Goff had 85 yards and 3 touchdowns. David Montgomery had a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown, and Khalif Raymond had a punt return touchdown. We saw that Jared Goff only had 85 yards with 52 points. There was a lot of run game. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs both had a heck of a game. Jahmyr Gibbs on 1 touchdown, I'll play it right here, had reached miles per hour of 22 miles per hour in his run. It had an amazing run. So Lions looking really hot this year. The next game is the Bears against the Commanders. The Bears lost 15-18. Jaden Daniels, the LSU rookie, was 21-38, 326 yards, and 1 Hail Mary touchdown to win the game as time expired. I'll show this clip right here. Yeah, it wasn't a high-scoring game, but Jaden Daniels is having a heck of a season with the Commanders. I'm excited to see what the rest he does this season. My next game is the Chiefs against the Raiders, and the Chiefs won 27-20. The Chiefs are having a great season, but I really think they're going to lose at least 2 to 3 games. They beat the Raiders, but the Raiders aren't that good this season. I don't know what the record is, but they're not that hot. And the Raiders scored 20 against them. So I think once they play some good teams, and then I think they're gonna have a couple upsets this season. Next, we had the Cowboys 24-30 losing to the 49ers. This one surprised me. Deebo Samuel did have pneumonia, but he was back this week, and he had 4 catches, 71 yards. And then Brandon Ayuk's out with a torn MCL and ACL. He's out for the season. But George Kittle, the tight end Sunday, had 6 catches, 128 yards, and 1 touchdown for an average of 21 yards a catch. The Cowboys are not looking good this season. Dak just had his 5th game this season with over 1 interception. He's just not having the best season compared to last year. But CeeDee Lamb did have 42 fantasy points. I think it was over 100 yards and 1 or 2 touchdowns. He did have a really good game. So next I'm going to go over the rankings. So the AFC East, we had the Bills. They're 6-2. They're having a pretty good season. Josh Allen's doing a really good job, so I'm excited to see what they do the rest of the season. AFC West, we got the Chiefs, 7-0. Like I said, I don't think they're gonna go undefeated. It's really hard in both the NFL and college football to go undefeated, but you're in the NFL. You're with the best of the best. I don't think any team should ever go undefeated. So I think they're probably gonna lose two or three games. The AFC North, we have the Steelers. They won last night to the Giants. They're 6-2 now. They're also having a really good season. So I'm excited to see how they did the rest of the week or the rest of the season. The AFC South, we got the Texans led by C.J. Stroud. He's having a good season. Stephon Diggs just got hurt though. He tore his ACL. He's out for the season. So we'll see how that affects the team. NFC East, we have the Commanders 6-2 led by Jaden Daniels, having a heck of a season. The rookie, maybe potential offensive rookie of the year. We'll see how that goes. NFC West, we have the Cardinals. They're 4-4. So the NFC West, they haven't, based on the Cardinals being 4-4, they don't have the greatest teams in the league. So the Cardinals led by Kyler Murray at quarterback, Marvin Harrison Jr. We'll see how they do the rest of the season. NFC North, we have the Lions. They're 6-1, having an amazing season. Just scored 52 points against the Titans. They're having multiple games over 30 and 40 points. They're having a great season. And then NFC South, we have the Falcons. They're 5-3. Kyle Pitts did have an amazing game on Sunday. 3 or 4 catches, 2 touchdowns on National Tight End Day. Did have a great season. So now to go over the next week's game, I'm going to bring in Junior Mitchell Swanson.
What's up, boss man? What's up, guys? Glad to be on the podcast.
How you doing today, Mitchell?
I'm great.
All right, so first we got the Saints at Panthers. It's kind of the battle of the trash cans. The Saints are 2-6. Panthers are 1-7. I mean, I think I got Saints in this game. The Saints have lost the last 6 games. They looked hot in the first 2 games. They won the first 2 games, and then
Absolutely.
they went on this losing streak. What's your take on that?
I got the Saints too. The Panthers. As I was waiting to come on and join you on the podcast, the Panthers had just traded away Deontay Johnson, wide receiver, to the Ravens for a 5th-round pick. So, kind of nobody to throw to for the Panthers. They have Leggett, they have Chuba Hubbard, but, the production for the Panthers has been very low. So I get the Saints in this one.
All right, next we got the Commanders at the Giants. I got Commanders again. Jaden Daniels have a heck of a season. Giants, lost to the Steelers, haven't been able to produce. What's your take on that?
Commanders. Giants, kind of as you said, battle of trash cans. The Giants are just one trash can in the NFL.
Sure.
But, Jaden Daniels, rookie of the year.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, and I don't know why the Giants would ever trade away Saquon Barkley. That was kind of like other than maybe Daniel Jones being a quarterback, I think that was kind of the root of their team. That's kind of what held them to being a contender in the NFL. But now they don't really have anybody.
Absolutely.
So next we got the Dolphins at the Bills. I'm gonna say Dolphins because last week it was Tua's first week back. He had a rough time, didn't get the win, and then I think this week Tua will be a lot more productive with some yards, and I think he's gonna find Tyreek Hill in the end zone a couple times. What's your take?
Absolutely. I got the Bills. Josh Allen's been playing great. He's thrown 0 interceptions for the first time in forever. He's normally an interception machine, but he's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league year after year. So, with the new addition of Amari Cooper, just give me the Bills.
Yeah, for sure. Next, we have the Broncos at the Ravens. I got the Ravens. They're probably not going to be too happy about that loss against the Browns. I got the Ravens. The Broncos are not doing very good again this season. I got Ravens. The Ravens look really hot. Derrick Henry at running back, Lamar Jackson at quarterback. They got Zay Flowers, now Deontay Johnson.
Absolutely.
I think that they're looking pretty hot.
Give me the Ravens here. The Ravens are just too overpowered. Deontay Johnson, Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson. And their defense is spectacular too. But, it's going to be hard to throw the ball to the receivers since the Broncos' defense and secondary is just so good. Pat Surtain, that could go on. But,
for sure.
But, the Ravens' offense and defense are just too good for the Broncos. So give me the Ravens.
For sure. My last game is the Lions at the Packers. I'm going to go Lions. They're having a heck of a season. Packers have just not been able to produce any points. Jordan Love's still hurt. I got Lions. What do you say?
Give me the Lions.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, the Lions are just pretty much screwing around every game. I mean, throwing the ball to offensive linemen when it's the second quarter and you're up 35.
For sure. Yeah, they've done a couple of trick plays this season when they're up by 20, 30 points.
I mean, David Montgomery throwing a touchdown pass, whose bingo card is that on? No one's. So, give me the Lions.
Yeah, you can definitely tell if it's kind of a weird game when you score 52 points and your quarterback has 85 yards.
Exactly, yeah.
So, all right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this week's podcast. Watch the first game NFL on Thursday night, Texans at the Jets. I got Texans on that. What do you say?
Give me the Jets.
Ooh,
give me the
alert.
Jets.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, overpowering.
For sure. All right, that's a wrap. So if you'd like to be a sponsor of my podcast, please contact WCN at STMichael. That's STMICHAELS or AELCHS.org. My name is Franklin Cash, and this is Franklin's NFL Overview.
Awesome.